Okay, let's get into this. We're looking at a recent Indus Viva Business Webathon today, Season 13 specifically.
Yeah, seems like a really packed session. We've got notes from meeting summaries and also this content title protocol document.
Right. And the goal here is to really pull out the key insights, the actionable stuff that came out of it for everyone involved in Indus Viva Business.
Looks like they covered quite a bit, everything from celebrating big milestones to, well, who you should be talking to.
Let's touch on that milestone first, maybe, the 500 weeks thing.
Yeah, they called it 500 inspirational mixes. It wasn't just counting weeks, it was tied into the bigger picture, breaking poverty cycles, building a prosperous life with Indus Viva Business.
Okay, sort of setting a positive frame. They even mentions Zoom, just standard professional connection tools.
Uh-huh. But the real meat seems to be this idea of becoming a millionaire and this line of sponsors, the LOS.
Yeah, that jumped out at me too. Mr. Prem apparently used an analogy comparing it to that TV show, Khan Banega Crorepati, KBC.
He did. But the point was the difference. In KBC, you have lifelines, right? Safety nets.
Okay.
Mr. Prem was saying, well, in an Indus Viva business, on that path to becoming a millionaire, you don't have those kinds of lifelines.
So no random external help, it's more structured?
Exactly. He laid out 9 steps, starting from star rank, that's the first one, all the way up.
9 steps.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there aren't KBC-style lifelines, what is the support? That's the LOS, right?
That's what he stressed, yeah. The line of sponsors, the LOS, that is the lifeline. It's the chain of people who brought you in, who sponsored you.
Your direct upline structure, essentially.
Precisely. And apparently, people in the webathon even shared where they were on those 9 steps. Some were at step 1, some as far as step 6.
So it's relevant no matter where you are in the journey.
Seems like it. Which leads to the next point, really recognizing and appreciating the guidance you get from that LOS.
Being grateful, basically.
More than just grateful, actively staying in touch, they really emphasized maintaining communication with the people who sponsored you, who guided you early on.
Makes sense. They're your first point of contact.
And then looking beyond that, learning from the people who've already made it big, the diamonds.
Right, tapping into the experience of those who've walked the path.
Mr. Prem used an analogy here, too, something about a temple.
Oh, yeah. How'd that work?
The idea was, like in a temple where you follow certain practices and guidance for, spiritual reasons. In the business, you need to follow the established guidance and the discipline shown by successful leaders, like the diamonds, to progress correctly. Don't just do your own thing.
Follow the system, follow the successful examples.
Got it. So, practically speaking, how did they suggest staying connected with these diamonds and mentors in your LOS?
They got really specific, especially with WhatsApp. The advice was to pin 3 key contacts or groups.
Okay, what were they? First, your direct sponsor or mentor, ideally an executive diamond if possible. Second, the official WhatsApp group for your diamonds team.
Right, the main team group.
And third, any other sort of relevant leadership groups within your specific LOS that are supportive and active, pin them to the top.
So your key support is always right there, easy to find, smart.
Definitely. But there was also a warning, wasn't there, about making other groups?
Yeah, what was that about?
Basically, they cautioned against creating your own, unofficial WhatsApp groups outside the main structure.
Why is that?
To keep everyone on the same page, maintain team cohesion, ensure information comes through the proper channels managed by the diamond leadership. Avoid confusion, I guess.
Right. Keep the messaging consistent. This all seems to tie into leadership, but maybe in a slightly different way. Leadership through followership.
Exactly what Mr. Prem emphasized. To be a good leader in Indus Viva Business, you first need to be a good follower.
Meaning?
Meaning you need to show discipline yourself, be willing to learn from your LOS, follow the system, lead by example, basically.
Because your team will likely copy what you do.
That was the idea. Focus on your own growth and discipline first. And they kept coming back to the line of sponsorship.
It really seems like the absolute foundation.
It does. They stressed how critical it is in direct selling, specifically within Indus Viva Business. Respect it, use it.
And the message was pretty clear. Trying to succeed without actively engaging that LOS
is probably not going to happen, or at least it's much, much harder. It's the design support framework.
Okay, so for someone listening, maybe they're in Indus Viva Business.
Yeah.
What were the concrete next steps that came out of this webathon, the action items?
Right, the practical takeaways. First big one, identify and actually save the contact info for your entire line of sponsors, all the way up to the diamond level. Know who they are.
Step 1, know your network. Makes sense.
Step 2, organize your WhatsApp like we just discussed. Pin your sponsor mentor, pin the Diamonds group, pin other key leadership groups, keep them visible.
Get your communication channels sorted. Okay.
Then, a focus on personal discipline. Actively work on following the guidance from your LOS. Don't just hear it, do it.
Walk the talk. What else?
Even things like meeting etiquette. Show up properly dressed, cameras on. It sets an example for your own team.
Professionalism matters. Leading by example again.
And when you're at events, don't just hang back. Actively seek out your diamonds. Introduce yourself, ask for guidance, build those relationships.
Be proactive in connecting. Good advice.
Also, a reminder to be respectful of their time. Treat your LOS well, avoid spamming them with messages, keep it professional.
Right, value their input and their time.
And finally, a little note that the admin teams are, paying attention to engagement in meetings.
So be present and participate. Got it. That's a solid list of actions. And lastly, just reinforcing the WhatsApp point, pin the main Indus Viva business-related group, likely that Diamond group, right at the top.
Great. So wrapping this up then, we've touched on the 500 weeks, the inspirational mixes.
The milestone.
But really focus on the absolute importance of the line of sponsors, the LOS, as the core support in Indus Viva business.
Definitely the main theme. That and the value of mentorship, learning from diamonds, following guidance.
And the whole idea of leadership starting with being a good, disciplined follower, plus those very practical action steps people can take.
Yeah, clear steps to implement these ideas.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening to the summary of this Webathon Session 13.
And maybe something for you to think about now is looking at your own line of sponsors within Indus Viva Business. What's maybe one concrete thing you could do, perhaps even today, to strengthen that connection or better use the guidance available to you?